items come to mind when you think about things that have been around since the ancient times? You may think of things such as weapons, paper, or maybe even building supplies. But what about cosmetic products? Though you may not have thought of them, cosmetics have been around for just as long as many of these other ancient items. Hi, my name is Elizabeth Benteman, and today I'll be informing you about the history of cosmetics. Cosmetics have been a part of many different civilizations and have been around since ancient Egypt. Cosmetics during ancient times served practical means, such as protection from the sun or war paint. Over time, cosmetics began to be used to create a beauty standard for women, though they were still nothing like cosmetics in modern times. I've been interested in makeup for several years now and have done a lot of research over both modern and ancient cosmetics. In this speech, I will be informing about the history of cosmetics, starting with use of cosmetics during ancient times, then use of cosmetics from the Middle Ages to the 19th century, and finally, how the use of cosmetics has developed over the last century. Our first topic is the use of cosmetics in ancient times. Cosmetic use first began in ancient Egypt. According to Ancient Origins on March 16, 2016, cosmetic use in ancient Egypt began around 10,000 BC. One of the most notable cosmetic products used in ancient Egypt was kohl, which was a product made from metal, lead, copper, ash, and burnt almonds. Kohl was often applied around the eyes and offered protection from the harsh sun. It was used by everyone in ancient Egypt, men and women alike, and it was an important part of their society. Though ancient Egypt is the society most well known for cosmetic use, they were not the only society to develop cosmetic traditions. In ancient China around 3000 BC, individuals used to stain their fingernails to indicate their social class. Royalty would often use colors such as gold or silver to stain their fingernails, while lower class citizens were not allowed to use bright colors. As well as staining their fingernails, individuals in ancient China would often use rice powder to paint their faces white. According to Sola Ray on January 11, 2017, henna began to be used in India as both a hair dye and to create mehendi, which was an art form that involved painting complex designs onto the hands and feet. This use of cosmetics began around 300 to 400 AD. Cosmetic use in ancient times was much more practical and traditional than cosmetic use in modern times, and cosmetics in ancient times often aimed to create the look of a strong and healthy woman. Now that we've established the origins and uses of cosmetics in ancient times, let's look at how cosmetics changed over the next several centuries. Our next topic is cosmetic use from the Middle Ages to the 19th century. Over the next several centuries, cosmetic use became much less colorful. Cosmetics became more widely used, however, perfume became popular, and colored hair came into fashion. During this time period, the cosmetic trend of using makeup to create a pale complexion came into fashion. From the Middle Ages to the 19th century, cosmetic use was mainly centered around the concept of creating pale skin. Some of the first products used to accomplish this were egg whites and lead paint. One of the most popular face lightening cosmetic products was Ceruse. According to Molly Edmonds, on May 31, 2011, Ceruse was a product made out of lead and vinegar that was applied to the face, neck, and chest. Use of Ceruse would often result in death or muscle paralysis, meaning that women during these times truly believed that beauty is pain. During the 1800s, societies finally moved away from using toxic paints for makeup. They instead began to use zinc oxide as a face powder. During this time, cosmetic use began to be viewed as very improper and something that should only be done by actors or prostitutes. Moving towards the 1900s, cosmetics began to return to popularity, though it was still seen as shameful for women to try and change their appearance. Now that we have covered makeup use from the Middle Ages to the 19th century, let's discuss how cosmetic use has developed over the last century. In the early 1900s, colorful makeup began to come back into fashion. According to the Smithsonian Institute, on January 16, 2019, cosmetic use truly began to flourish again during the 1920s. This growing popularity of more conspicuous makeup was caused by the growing influence of Hollywood celebrities. Dramatic makeup was no longer viewed as improper or disrespectful, but was instead embraced by the majority of society. The growing diversity of the world at that time led to a move away from the desire for a pale complexion. During the 40s, the red lipstick trend took off, and companies such as Avon and Revlon took over the cosmetic scene. After World War II, almost 90% of women wore lipstick. Today, there are more cosmetic options than ever before. During the 2000s, countless beauty trends came in and out of style, incorporating everything from a natural look to a grunge-inspired makeup look. Cosmetic use has become its own art form in the last 100 years and has become embraced by both men and women alike. The cosmetic industry today is massive and includes more people and companies than ever before. The new age of cosmetics has also brought around the trend of beauty influencers, who are individuals that make money by educating individuals about makeup and other cosmetic products. The cosmetic industry today offers more opportunities than it ever has at any other point in history. Today, I have discussed the history of cosmetics by explaining the use of cosmetics in ancient times, the use of cosmetics from the Middle Ages to the 19th century, and the use of cosmetics during the last century. Cosmetic use began in ancient Egypt and has been found in almost every society since then. Cosmetics were used for a very long time to perform simple tasks such as creating a pale complexion. In the last 100 years, cosmetic use has become its own art form and offers many opportunities than ever before. So next time you watch a makeup tutorial or walk down the makeup aisle at Walmart, remember how far cosmetics have come from the lead face paint of the Renaissance era. Thank you.